Konbanwa, Jay Kabanov here. Tonight I want to talk about one of my favorite game series of all time. I am of course talking about the Mother series, or Earthbound if you're outside of Japan. There was an item that really stuck out to me in Mother 3. It was called Rich Kid Stew. I'm a big fan of soups and stews, so I had to recreate it. Plus saying Rich Kid Stew is very fun to say. The rich kid I'm sure this is referring to is Porky Minch, who is the main antagonist of Mother 3 and the secondary antagonist in Mother 2. He is easily one of the most evil and tragic villains I've ever seen in fiction. Be sure to check out B-Squared's video on Porky Minch if you would like to know more about the character. Side note, naming your child Porky Minch was probably setting him up for failure. Anyway, tonight we are going to be making a stew with no bitter vegetables as the game describes it, and made with pork because of Porky himself. So let's begin, shall we? Alright, so the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want your pan to start getting hot. Make sure to put some oil in there. And then, what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and start breading our pork. Just got some flour here. I went ahead and seasoned the flour with salt and pepper. And now we're going to go ahead and start coating our pork. Now I know stew is typically made with beef, but also another thing I wanted to mention, besides just the name pun, is the fact that Porky Minch doesn't play by the rules, so we aren't either when it comes to making this food. And then what you want to do next is you want to go ahead, shake off some of that excess flour, and then what you want to do is go ahead and set it in the pan, and you're going to let it brown on each side. Now, something else that I do want to mention is that you don't want to cook the pork all the way. We just want to get the outside of them brown, and then we will move on to the next step. So now for your next step, go ahead and remove the pork and set it on a plate. So what I have done here is I've added some onions, and we're just going to move these around until they caramelize or turn brown. Also make sure you season with a little salt and pepper. I added just a little more oil to the bottom just because the flour from the pork and the onions absorbed some of the oil. So just go ahead and move that around. It should also speed up the process of the caramelization. And then also I have some minced garlic here. The reason I did not put it in with the pork is because I did not want the garlic to burn. So we'll just go ahead and put it in as the onions are starting to turn brown. And now we are going to add a little bit more flour, and this is going to thicken our stew. So what you do is you just kind of want it to coat all the onions. And then we're going to keep moving that around. It's okay if some of it cooks to the bottom of the pan because it's going to make total sense when we add the wine here. Now we are going to add some red wine. This will deglaze the pan, which will get rid of all that flour and anything else that burnt to the bottom of the pan. And we are going to just let some of that alcohol cook out of there. Shouldn't take you too long. The next step is what we're going to do is we're going to add some chicken stock and some tomato paste, and also some carrots and some potatoes. And don't forget to have some thyme on standby. We're going to go ahead and add this. I chose thyme because, well, Porky Minch has mastered traveling through time. Now we are going to add the pork into the mix, and we're going to go ahead and stir this up so we can mix everything together. And now what we're going to do is place a lid on the pot, and we are going to go ahead and let this sit for an hour and a half. Alright, after an hour and a half and patiently waiting, should now be ready to enjoy your Rich Kid Stew. And that, everyone, was Rich Kid Stew. If you would like to see me make more of the Mother series recipes, let me know down below. I think pasta with a pass sounds interesting. Just let me know down below what you think. Who the heck are you? Oh, Kabanov, how easily we forget. I cannot believe you don't remember who I am. Well, all I'm gonna say is that I hope being sensei was fun while it lasted, because playtime is over.